Okay, so the process of building out the bikini models and so on and so forth, uh, along the way, some other personal challenges occurred, and we had to shut down that studio and start looking for the next option. So there was an interim where I had to figure out what to do with clients, and I was still training. And so this is when I developed my online coaching platform because I needed to figure out how to deliver exercise and training to clients. And I would go to LA Fitness and I would run into Randall Pick from Live Fitness there, and he had just launched his company. And I was, playing around with developing the physique and figure training platform, the idea. And I could do it, but I didn't have it set up in a deliverable. And I had next opened another studio. I found an investor. We opened up another studio, and in that interim, brought the whole team back over, but then lost some, and then built another team of the next generation of physique and bikini girls, and then also, some other types of models. And I did, things like Day in the Life of Mr. Fat Loss. I did, online webinars. I was doing my courses, and I made a course called Fitness Pro Video Trainer. And that was actually before this. The Fitness Pro Video Trainer was a course that I taught because I started seeing the need to create an operations manual. And another coach that I hired had the idea to systemize everything from the light switch coming on to how to put toilet paper rolls on and just making documentations on everything. So what I ended up doing is deciding to film almost all of my business practices. And instead of training all the new trainers on how I would do what I would do, I would film how I would do what I would do and then just give them access to the website. So I taught myself how to do video editing, how to do royalty-free images, how to do, most every aspect from, logo creation. I had redone the logos. I redid all of this during certain time periods. I worked 7 days a week, never take days off. I still have a military work ethic. And so I did that and started to explore this next phase. And, the Fitness Pro Video Trainer product came out, and I was learning some of what I now see. Thankfully, I just learned how to do it before the need. And so with all of the YouTube videos that everybody's doing, it opens you up to losing all of your data. You're giving out all of what you have, and so you have no ownership of it. And when you do everything on Instagram, you guys are filming all these workouts and things. I think that's commendable, and you need to do that to get yourself established. But once you're established, and I know some do it, and that they don't feel the need to do that now because they have another higher revenue generating opportunity, which may be coaching for them on the higher end. So $5,000 to $10,000, $15,000 a year. Some I know that are 25, 50, and $100,000 a year for their coaching program. So the decision to no longer put videos out on the web, open channel or open source, was my thought, and using Amazon Web Services to upload into the cloud. So what I've done, and then when this next phase came up, I had a lot of material already built out, saved. I made documents on everything, PDFs, and recreated all this stuff. And I had it in the cloud. I had it in AWS. I had it in Dropbox. I started using Google to store a lot of my documentation, and so that I could get it anywhere at all in the world. I was able to get it on my cell phone, laptop, iPad, my desktop. In probably mid 2000, I go to an event and I run into the head of NESTA, and he says to me, "Have you thought about making a course?" And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he says, well, on my website, I have all these courses. And once I have the courses, you know, it's pretty much a set it and forget it. You do upkeep on it. And you know, sell your course for X amount. And, you know, you want to put it together, I'll run it on my site and we'll see how it goes. Well, fast forward about 5 years, and it turns out my course is one of the top selling courses at NESTA. And I'm pretty proud of that. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity, one, to be the voice now in this video during this really challenging time in our world. Part of the reason why I'm telling you the story that's going on through this is that your life, our lives are going to be filled with things that are controllable, things that are partially controlled, things that we have no control over. And the heavier hits in life that are going to come, and having the ability to be prepared as best you can is the only way you're going to make it. I swear to you, if I'd have told you 40 years ago I'd be doing this right now, wouldn't have had a clue. But I think knowing where you want to go and having someone who's sharing like I am with you by recommending some steps that you could take, I'm willing to bet you could shave at least 20 years off of your journey, where it took me 40. I didn't have the internet. I didn't have Facebook. I didn't have Instagram. I'm not making that as an excuse, because I know some people really did well, like my first mentor, but he broke onto the scene right when it started. He wasn't spending 10 years in the military. He wasn't going through, you know, the same kind of childhood I went through. And again, those are not excuses. Those are just, it's a timing thing. That's what this is. This is a timing thing. And right now, with the technological revolution and the automation and what's getting ready to happen and all of the things that I've seen in the gym business occur, to the personal trainer, to the trainer that's unprepared, to the trainer that is too fearful to make moves. I know what it's like to be afraid. I also know what it's like to have enough courage to get through that fear anyway. And I also know enough with some of the guys that I still stay in contact with on the planet that are doing really, really well. That can be you. It can be you in so much less time. And there's a few people I'm watching this happen to in the industry. I'm not mad at. I'm not a hater. I'm great to see them do it. Do they know how to deliver some of what I know how to do? I'm sure they do. But do they have 40 years experience with every kind of scenario that's possible? You know, you don't know what it's like to have a divorce until you go through a divorce. You don't know what it's like to go through a bankruptcy until you have one. You don't know what it's like to go through a pandemic until you go through it. I've been through a lot of things. So to me right now, this is nothing but a thing. It is what it is. And so we've got to use this opportunity to get ourselves better prepared, because there's going to be another one. And if you look back at the timeline in life, you're going to see about an 8 to 10 year frequency of little exciting opportunities in life that you want to be prepared for. If you dig training, if you dig being a fitness professional, then get really, really serious about it. You will never work again in your life. I swear to you. And I'm just now moving into the next phase of my process. We'll talk about it at a later date, but I just wanted to do this little string to encourage all of you trainers at NESTA. Reach out to the family here at NESTA for any questions you have about any of the courses. If you want to talk to me directly, you can reach me through NESTA, or on Facebook, you can find me. I have a physique and figure training specialist website. I also have a company called m2prodesign.com. And there, I talk about how to use a physique and figure training specialist to its full capability. And that it's one thing to get the certification. It's like one thing to get your driver's license. Now I'm going to teach you how to drive the car. And I'm going to teach you how to drive it like a race car. Okay? So you can handle the turns. All right. My name is Emil Giroux, aka Mr. Fat Loss, the creator of the Physique and Figure Training Specialist course at NESTA. One of the top selling courses in the world. We have 65,000 trainers, and I think to date I have about 1,500 that have purchased my course. So I'm pretty proud of that. Can I do better? I think so. I can get better. I can do it. I have plenty of time to go. Love you lots. Peace.